Take two, episode one.
Challenges in the immigrant church.
Okay, take two. 3, 2, 1, go.
If you're an immigrant, family member of an immigrant, or have any interest in the immigrant community or church, this is a conversation for you.
16 years ago, we came to the States from Egypt, and I thought that the model of the Egyptian church will be exactly the same with the American church, immigrant church. But what happened that it's not that the kids would grow and get older and then will be adults in the church. There is a gap, a gap in the language, a gap in the culture, a gap in the interests. It was kind of a shock for me.
And this was my experience, as well as the experience of many friends that were my age, who got to a point where they said, okay, some of these things are frustrating to us and no longer relevant to who we are because of the culture or the language, or maybe because the church had a program for us in English when we were in middle school and high school, but then at some point we graduated and then it was the English program ends for us, and so we had to attend the language of the church. So whether it was an Arabic church or a Spanish church or whatever it was, we got to a point where we felt like this is not for us anymore. And I actually did some research this summer and found out that this wasn't isolated to our own church, just the Arabic church in Boston. It's actually an issue that is faced in so many different immigrant churches. And it's a sad reality that is often unspoken, which leads to a huge exodus of the young adults age group.
Some cultures, it's a quiet exodus. In some other hot cultures, it's sad because it's not silent. It's a fight, it's a conflict in the church that you have to deal with. It's a split maybe in the church. So sometimes it turns ugly.
Yeah, and in our experience, we've seen some youth actually once they graduate from high school, they maybe feel a call to serve at their immigrant church, and so they start to serve, and they do a good job, but after a while, and maybe you have felt this too, after a while they get burnt out because they feel like they're pouring out and they're not being poured into, and then as a result they will not just stop serving at that church, but oftentimes they'll just leave the church at large.
Yeah, though when you look at it from outside, you see that we are giving you leadership position or positions, which is empowering in a way or another. So you should be proud, should be satisfied, you should do your role and your job with a positive attitude. But the problem that after a while, it's not empowering, it's helping the mean. We have the church, we have the Arabic or Spanish or Korean church, adult church in the main sanctuary, and the classrooms are for the kids. Yes, you are part of the church, but the leaders here, they think that they are just helpers, or to be honest, sometimes they see themselves as just babysitters.
And this is actually now my experience, because about 2 years ago, I was asked to not just be a youth leader as in the past, but now I'm actually a youth pastor at the Arabic church. And I've seen this happen once and twice and 3 times, where the people who come into this role will end up leaving, and then it's a pattern, it's a cycle where everyone in that youth will grow up, get frustrated by the unmet needs that they have, or the cultural irrelevancy that they might feel of this church, and so they'll end up leaving. And now I'm in a position and I'm saying, we have to stop this. Like, we have to do something to break the pattern, to make sure that we as a church, as immigrant churches at large, are making sure that we're stepping into a solution. And that is something that we've been working on this summer, to try and find some thoughts of other leaders and other people to see what are you doing at your church. And so we would love to hear some of your thoughts. We actually have a survey at the bottom, a link at the bottom. We'd love to hear what you have to say, and we'll follow up and share some more of our thoughts and what we've found with you in the following videos. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.